To discuss the impact of Ukraine's incursion into Russian territory, we invite Andriy Ilarionov. He's an analyst for Russian and European affairs at the Center for Security Policy. Thanks for joining our show, Andriy. Ukraine holds Russian territory. This could have repercussions for Russia's military, international and national optics, as well as negotiations between the two countries. Is this incursion a game changer for President Putin?
Good morning, Kevin. Yes, definitely the Ukrainian offensive is quite a substantial achievement, especially compared to what we have seen over the last 11 months when initiative was on the Russian side. During the last 9 days, Ukrainians moved to the Russian territory proper and were able to occupy or to liberate about 1,000 square kilometers of the proper Russian territory. According to the latest report, 74 towns and villages have been under control of the Ukrainian forces. Once again, it's a very substantial achievement of Ukrainian forces. Whether it is a game changer, certainly it is too early to say, because in previous 11 months, initiative was on the Russian side, and Russian troops moved into Ukrainian territories proper. Moreover, they still continue to move into the Ukrainian territory. And over the last 11 months, since September 11, 2023, so Russians occupied more than Ukrainians were able to liberate over the last 9 days. The crucial element in this balance of power and this fierce fight on all fronts of the Russian-Ukrainian war is resources available for Ukrainians. Unfortunately, support from the Western countries, including the United States, is not enough. You remember this $61 billion bill that has been voted by the Congress back in April this year? So for this bill, the actual delivery of military aid to Ukraine up to date was only $1.6 billion out of 61. And all this military aid should finish up to September 30th, 24. So 2+ months left for delivery of this military aid. Without additional military aid, Ukraine would be very difficult to continue this offensive and liberation, both Ukrainian territory as well as Russian territory.
Understood, Andriy. And this is the first time since 1941 that Russian territory was controlled by another country. And President Biden says this incursion has created a real dilemma for President Putin. And something to note here is the White House said they did not get advance notice of Ukraine's assault on the Kursk region. And a White House spokesperson told reporters on Air Force One that they had no involvement, the U.S., and is still learning more about this from Ukraine. We can talk about that more if you want, but the Black Bird Group, it's an intel agency, it says Ukraine's incursion is heading into its toughest challenge right now, and that's the arrival of Russian reservists. Are they on their way, and can Ukraine keep up this offensive, if so?
First of all, we still don't know much about the preparation of this offensive. And frankly speaking, it is rather hard to believe that Americans or British or Germans didn't know about these preparations. Even the Russian intelligence knew about the preparation of this offensive 2 weeks before its launch. So that is why it's rather hard to believe in it. The most important element that it is for the first time for the last 2.5 years, Ukrainians did receive permission to use their forces on the Russian territory. Before that, they never got such a permission. The Ukrainians still did not receive a permission to use long-range weapons against the targets on the Russian territory. So that is why if United States and other Western countries would allow Ukrainians to use their weapons on the Russian territory, against the targets on the Russian territory, and provide Ukrainians with much more weapons and munitions compared to what they have today. So that could be substantial contribution to the game change as we have discussed before. And certainly we have a very serious possibility for Putin to consider the situation and to launch a new wave of mobilization.